going on? How's everybody doing? I'm Ryan. Happy to be here in the people's house. Cool, man. Yeah, I'm stoked to be here. Love this crowd. You guys might have noticed when I was coming up here, I've got a little bit of a disability. And I like to just get that out of the way right at the top because sometimes when people see me, they mistake me for a pimp. So, yeah, you know? I think it's the cane, but it might just be the way that I walk, you know? But, no, when I was coming up here, yeah, did anybody notice my disability? Like, show hands. Anybody notice? Yeah. No one here. One dude at the bar noticed I was disabled, man. So I'm glad I said something, right? 'Cause look how many people thought I was a pimp, right? The whole room. You guys are expecting a way different show. Like, it's gonna be awesome. Can't wait till it gets his bitches up there. Yeah, no, so I knew what happened to me is when I was, where we at, Rob? Where's the light? There? So, what happened when I was a kid, I broke my neck, you know? I broke my neck when I was 18. I was never supposed to walk again. So I'm like doing really good, you know? I'm proud of myself. Well, made it, yeah, thank you. See, I love to tell groups of people what happened to me because I get that response. You know, people are proud, they congratulate you, but like I hate it when I have to tell one person what happened because it happens all the time. Someone comes up to me and they'll be like, "Hey, what happened?" I'm like, "Oh, when I was a kid, you know, I broke my neck." And I'll go, "Oh yeah? One time I broke my leg." And then I gotta act like I care, you know? Like I'm the one that started the conversation, like I knew after that. You know? You're like, "Oh, great, yeah. How'd that work out for you, you know? You look like you're healed, you're walking around, all right, you know?" Yeah. I still don't walk well, yeah. But I appreciate that you want to connect as people, you know? I can get on board with that, I get it. So, I'm just saying, when you break your leg and you break your neck, it's not the same thing. That's all I'm saying. So, but yeah, it's weird, it's quiet in here. You guys okay with me? You're okay? I'm okay with me. So, but yeah, having a disability like this, you know, breaking your neck, you know, you get to live a lot of great experiences. I get to have a lot of fun experiences. So this past spring training, we were at the El Charro Lounge. It's at the San Francisco Giants Park. You know, it's all you can eat, all you can drink, and there's no bathrooms, right? Well, at least not where you're eating and drinking. So you got to go past the security guard. You know, you got to check in. And so I'm going back and forth in this bathroom because I'm drinking like a fish and I got the bladder of a little girl, you know? Back and forth, I keep passing the same security guard. And at one point he says to me, he's like, "Hey man, you keep that up, you're gonna be walking normal the whole time this is over." You know? And to give a little credit, you know, I walk a little bit better. After I've got a few drinks in me, I do. But how weird would it be if that's how this whole thing works, you know? It's like, the doctor comes in, he's like, "Hey Ryan, you know, we got some bad news, we got some good news, man. Bad news, you broke your neck, you're never gonna walk again. Unless, and here's the good news, you're blackout drunk. If you are completely drunk, you are gonna get to walk again, you know? But I would be the life of that party. Like they would wheel me in somewhere and just start pouring alcohol into me. After like an hour, I'd pop up out of the wheelchair, just like, "What?" I lose my mind. People go crazy. It's the best party anyone's ever had, you know. But I never get to remember any of it, you know. Like I wake up the next day, just like hungover, feeling like shit. Just like, "Oh god, what the fuck happened, guys?" He's like, "Dude, you walked." I was like, "What?" I walked, like it was awesome. I'd have to watch the videos, you know. You're just like, "Dude, that just looks like you guys dragging me around." Like, yeah, that's what it looks like when you walk now. You don't do it very much. So, like now I walk with a cane, and I like need my cane, but I don't need my cane, you know? Like I could get around without it if I needed to, but I like to walk with it because it gives context to the way that I walk, you know? Like, if you saw me leaving here tonight and I didn't have my cane with me, just be like, "Holy shit, that guy is drunk. Oh, I hope he's not driving." Oh, fuck. You know? You see me living here with my cane, you're just like, "Oh man, you know, pimping ain't easy." You know? I got a couple of kids too. I'm married. I got a couple of kids. And, yeah, thank you. Been married. It'll be 12 years this this month. Yeah, I'll be 12 years been married. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. I love my wife. I love my kids. My kids are having to grow up tough, you know, or I'm making them grow up tougher having a dad with a disability, you know. So I don't know if you have kids, but the thing with kids is like kids don't do anything, and then they get mobile, and then as soon as they get mobile, they're just trying to kill themselves, you know. And as the parent, you know, you're like on suicide watch. You got to keep your kids alive. But the problem is like as soon as my kids got mobile, they were faster than me, you know. So keeping them alive is in trouble. But thankfully, I had this cane, you know. So the kids start moving. I don't even know if they're going anywhere. Just knock them over, like, you know, like, get back here. Just put my cane on their back, like, just stay right there, don't you know, like. But you watch other parents, and like the kid runs away, and then the parent chases them down. They pick them up, and they're like, yeah, you know, and the kid's looking down, ah! And the kid thinks it's like a fucking game, you know, like running away from mom and dad is a game. My kids knew, man. They're like, dude, we're not moving. We're not going anywhere. If we move, we're getting hit with that stick. You know, it's like I can't tell my kids. They're growing up tough. But my son, here's the other thing about kids is like kids want rules. You know, they want like guidance. They want to know how to get around in the world. They want hard and fast rules. So my son came to me the other day and he's like, hey, Dad, you know, is it a soap day or is it no soap day? He wants to know. He needs to use soap when he takes a shower. So I'm like, hey buddy, you know what? I got this worked out for you. Here's what I want you to do. Put your finger in your butt and give it a little smell, okay? If it smells bad, it's a soap day. Here you go, rules, you know? Hard and fast rules. So I'm just hoping though that he runs on that rule for the rest of his life. You know, he's like 30 years old. His girlfriend comes in, catches him just pulling his hand out of his pants. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, ever tell you about my dad? He needed rules to live by. Ever tell my dad's my hero? Yeah. Anyway, babe, it's a soap day, you know? So I'm hoping, you know, that he's going to be running that rule for the rest of his life. So, but what else? It's talking about my wife. I'm going to go out on this one. Well, because of my disability, like, I have to take care of my body kind of like it's a car, you know, it needs regular maintenance. So, I go to this Asian massage parlor down the street from my house a lot, you know, I get a massage. And sometimes my wife comes with me, mostly I go by myself. But one morning we're laying in bed, and my wife is really curious about the happy ending, you know, she wants to know, she's curious about the logistics of it, like how do you ask, when do you ask, how does it go down? And I am too. Like, I've never gotten a happy ending. I don't know how that works. And so we're laying in bed, and she's like, hey, you know what? She's like, I want you to ask today. I want you to ask, and you tell me how it goes. I'm like, all right, babe, I'm going to do it. I'm taking it for the team. You know? I'm going to do it. And, but I'm nervous. Like, all day long, I'm thinking about it. You know, that's like first thing in the morning. I'm not going until like 3 in the afternoon. And I'm just like mulling it over in my head, you know? It's like, I would say based on like the way that I come, it's probably better than the average guy, you know? The way my body convulses, like spastically, like uncontrollably. It's the way I jerk around. I imagine it's better. Like, I've seen porn, not a lot of guys doing that, you know? But that's also not something you want to show to a lot of people, you know? You just don't want to do that in front of a stranger. That's more of a loving relationship kind of thing. So I'm friggin' anxious, you know, I'm thinking about it. But I mean, I'm kind of stoked too. I'm a dude, you know, so I'm kind of happy about it. But I go in, it's like half an hour before I'm gonna go and get my massage and hand job. And I go in and I'm like, hey babe, listen, I'm happy about this. I'm excited. Thank you, you know, for this opportunity. I am nervous, you know, like I don't know how to ask. And she's like, whoa, hang on. She's like, it sounds to me like you think you're getting a hand job from this lady tonight. And I was like, yeah, don't you remember our conversation? You told me to ask for one and tell you how it goes. And she's like, yeah, I just wanted you to ask. I didn't actually want you to get one. You know, it's like, you didn't, well, let me tell you how that goes, you know? Like, I ask for one, and then I get one, you know? That's how that goes. It's like, man, I sure am glad I came in here now instead of like an hour and a half from now. And I was like, hey, babe, it was awesome! Yes! I am going back in half an hour. Yeah, that is my new thing. I am hooked. I love this, you know? I'm sure I'm glad I came in here and cleared this up, babe. You know, thanks for that. Thanks for that. So, anyway, guys, that's my time. I'm Ryan Johnson. You guys have been a great crowd. You're going to have a lot of fun tonight.